Hello, awesome artists. Welcome to our fourth session of art. And this week we're kind of doing a mixed media type piece of artwork where we're going to be using two different kind of methods of creating. But before we get into that, I wanted to remind you that if you go onto Schoology, onto Mr. E's page for art, you will see a white folder underneath the welcome folder. And it says how to submit assignments and work. I have put two different methods in the folder on how to upload your work. I really need you to upload your work within the assignment on Schoology. Emailing me or emailing via Schoology or putting it in the comments, it kind of gets confusing on keeping up with the artwork and whose class each student is in. Remember, Mr. E sees over 400 students. So please try to submit it within the Schoology assignment. And if you look in the white folder, it says how to submit assignments work. There are two different methods, a video method and a picture method. So hopefully that will help you out. I've had a couple parents comment and say that it was super easy once they look through the step-by-step directions. Today we're going to be doing the fourth art session folder. It's purple and it's at the bottom of the Schoology page for art. So just scroll down to the bottom and you'll come to this week's folder. In the folder, you will find a link to Module 01.01 in Florida Virtual School, and you want to go to slides 4 through 11, okay? Slides 4 through 11 only. Now, in Florida Virtual School, there is an assignment listed. It's not exactly what we're doing this week. I will always put the actual assignment in the folder, okay? So don't have to guess about, okay, is this Schoology project one that we're going to do or Florida Virtual School project one we're going to do? It will always be in your folder with an explanation, and I'll put up these videos to explain how to do the work, all right? So you click on that, it'll take you to those links, and you will find all that you need right there. And remember, that's also where you're going to be uploading your picture, on the assignment. So you open the folder, and you'll look for the assignment, click on that, and in there is where you upload your image. All right, let's get to work. So today we are going to be creating a portrait. Remember, we did self-portraits before. This does not have to be a self-portrait. It could be your mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, friend, whoever you want it to be. But we're going to have them looking at a book. It could be a cookbook, it could be a kid's book, it could be any kind of book that you want. So that is going to be the element that is different than our normal drawing and coloring. So you're going to get a piece of paper, and if you have scissors, then just go ahead and cut it if that's okay with your parents. If not, if you don't have scissors and that's not okay with your parents to do, you can just take a piece of regular paper and fold it. This is actually a line sticky note. But just fold it, take your fingernail, and you crease the edge. You can also do it on the table like this. Then you flip it inside out and do the same thing that way. And then you should be able to just easily tear it on the fold. And you'll get a nice straight line. So as long as you're creasing it, you're going to get a nice straight line. It'll be perfect for what we're doing today. So I'm going to take my paper, I'm going to fold it in half to give it kind of that book magazine feel. All right. And I'm going to put it towards the middle of my paper. I'll take my Sharpie, or you'll take your pencil, I should say, and you're going to mark where the corners are. All right. So we mark where the corners are. Do you see those dots? That lets us know where the book is going to be. And then we start drawing. You want to draw your head slightly above and then go below the line where you will be putting your book. It's kind of like we're drawing a person that's kind of peeking out from behind a book, like they're so into their book, so into reading, that they're like, oh, wait, somebody's here. And they're just going to be looking up from their book. So we do the same thing we did with our portrait last week, where we put the eyes towards the middle, ears towards the middle, pupil, eyelids, nose, mouth. Now, part of your face is going to be hidden behind the book or the person that you're creating. So don't spend forever putting every last detail in this area. Just kind of draw it and move on. So I'm going to draw somebody that has curly hair. My family, my daughters and my wife all have curly hair. So I'm going to make somebody with curly hair. And if you wanted to put like a ponytail or a bow in the hair, you can do anything like that. That is absolutely okay. You make your person the best way that you can and put the details you want. If you want them to be wearing a hat, they could be wearing a hat, earrings, whatever you want to add to make your picture special. All right? Now, I'm not going to worry about all the information in the middle area. I'm going to put kind of like the shirt sticking out from the bottom. And then I'm going to draw the legs. Now, if you want to make your person wearing a dress or a skirt, that is totally fine. You can do that too. And then maybe I'll put a cool little pattern on the shirt to make it more interesting. Now, I am going to bring the line up a little bit to where the book is so that I make sure it covers it up. Then I'm going to do 4 circles on the side. Those would be like the fingertips holding the book. Now, the reason I only do 4 is because if you're holding a book, your thumb is going to be on the inside page holding it, if you're holding it up like that. So you're only going to see like the 4 fingers. You won't see the thumbs because the thumbs will be holding the inside of the book. All right, let's double check. We'll put our book back in there. It's a little wide. I think I put my fingers too far apart. Oh no. Well, we'll just make those longer and we'll make those other circles that are there the fingernails. Being an artist is not about being perfect, but figuring out a creative way to fix your mistakes. All right, so there's the person's hands. They're holding the book. Then I'm going to draw my lines for the floor. Maybe those are the hardwoods. Maybe over here we got a window and curtains. Now I know some of this is going to go behind the book, but that's totally okay. We can still draw some of it. Just don't be surprised when parts of it gets covered up, okay? And then you can put a pattern on your curtain if you want to. I'm going to put a little plug here just to add some details. And maybe there is a door over here. Now, if you want to do a bookcase, a bookshelf, that is totally okay. You can do that. So this would be like the door coming into the house. Now this is looking a little crazy. It's like a floating head and floating fingers. Now we want to draw and we want to color before we glue that piece of paper down, all right? So you get your crayons and make sure that you are coloring it completely in. I have had several pictures turned in that were done just as pencil drawings. And I really would like you to try to color this. You can use colored pencils, you can use crayons, you could use markers, whatever you have that is handy. But there should be very little white left. Maybe if you show teeth, if you show the white of the eyes or clouds up in the sky, that's okay. But we really want to try to color as much of our picture as possible. We're not leaving it white. And we're definitely not just doing a pencil drawing for this. Last week with your portraits, I didn't mind if you just did a pencil drawing, but this, I really want to see your color. That will be one of the things that I'm looking at when I grade. Did you color it? Did you color it nicely? Did you choose colors wisely? Now I'm just using one brown, but I'm coloring dark and then light, just to add a little bit of variety to the picture. All right, and then I'll color the rest of that. So pretend that I have colored the whole picture, okay? I do want you to color the picture, but for time's sake, I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the gluing part. So what you're gonna do, and you don't have to use this kind of paper, like just paper like this. If you have a cereal box or a macaroni and cheese box or Pop-Tart box, whatever you have around your house, or advertisements that they send you in the mail from Aldi's or Publix, wherever, you can use whatever paper you have available to make the book. And this paper can be copy paper, drawing paper, or notebook paper, whatever you got on hand. So what I'm doing is putting glue. I folded back the edge so there's a little bit of a ledge, and I put glue, and then I'm gonna take my finger and just rub over it. You need very little glue. You do not want to over glue. So then I took the glue that was on my finger and I rubbed the other side. So then I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna line it up with the dots that I made first, and then hold that down. And you wanna hold it down for maybe like 10 seconds or so. You can rub it to make sure it's secure. But do you see how it kind of pops off the page a little bit? Let me show you some of my other examples that I did. These aren't quite done either, a little bit more done. So there I put a bookshelf, put a little table with a plant on it, and here is my finished one. So the white is only in the cloud and the white of the eye. This one though was my first one that I did, and I didn't draw his whole face. And I realized that's kind of weird. So after that I started drawing the whole face. But if you hold it like this, you can't tell. But then if you look at the picture like that, where did my face go? All right, so this picture needs to be put up by Sunday night on Schoology. Go to the purple folder that says 4th art session, open it up, and you will see the link to the assignment. And that is where you're going to put your picture, okay? And if you're not sure how to do that, just look in the white folder that says how to submit assignments, and it will have a step-by-step way to do it via video and a step-by-step way to do it via picture. All right? Okay, guys, have a great week. Bye now.